Welcome to Women of Fruit Magazine. My name is Bonnie Judge. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever had your identity stolen? It may not just be the fact that it's your credit card and things of that nature, or someone came in to actually live your life. But my guest today, Tracy Washington, has had her identity stolen in such a unique way. And I want her to talk to her about her story. So thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
I know that when I talk about you, I talk about your identity being stolen. And so what I mean by that is because you grew up and not knowing that your parents was not your biological parents.
Yes.
And so when you tell us a little bit about that and how you discovered that information.
My mother came to me when I was 7, and I was out playing with my friend, and she came and got me, and she was like, your father and I were not your parents, and you were adopted. You know, we had you since you were born. At first, I didn't understand what that meant. At the age of 10, I decided to look it up in an encyclopedia, and then that's when it really hit me, like, oh, these are not my biological parents. So that's how it all started.
And so with that, how long did it take for you to actually meet your biological parents, or did you ever meet them yet?
I've never met my biological parents. All the information that was told to me has been false.
Oh.
I've had run into brick roads throughout. I started looking for them when I was 19, and everything, either it was a closed door or it just wasn't true. So, I really don't have any information to go on when it comes to my personal life, because everything turned out to be either a lie or just
not
there.
And so when you think about the aspect of the fact that your identity has been, to me, I feel like, you're trying to find a part of you, missing as far as your biological parents, because yes, you appreciate the love and the support of your adopted parents, but you really want to know who you are and where you came from,
Yes.
in that sense. And so when you look at it now, do you still feel the need?
I feel yes, it's a big void that needs to be filled. I feel lost. Sometimes I feel unwanted, because I don't, especially with the relationship I have with my adopted parents, which I have no relationship with them. I haven't had a relationship with them in a long time. So
is it because of them not telling you the truth about your biological, or is it just?
No, our relationship was tarnished when I told them at 10 that I was raped by my uncle. So it kind of tarnished from then, and I was kind of left on my own from then on. They basically abandoned me as well. So I felt like I was abandoned twice.
Wow.
So
So it's just it's like a very sensitive. I know how it feels as far as wanting to know where you come from, wanting to understand, and having that closure and that need of as far as answers.
Yes.
And so now today, I know that you have your son. That is, how old is your son now?
He's 22.
22. You don't even look like you're supposed to have a 22-year-old. But he's 22. And so you have now, your other family. So how is that, are you able to connect? Are you able to kind of like say, this is your family that you're building now, and be able to move past a little bit, or?
My son, he completes a lot of me because I actually have someone to call my own, and we actually share the same bloodline, but it's still hard, because I want to meet my biological parents. I want to know who they are. I'm just in a lost place right now, a lost space to where I don't know where to go, how to go about it, what to do, because I don't even know where I was born. I don't know anything about myself. I don't know no medical background. I have no adoption papers anywhere. everything everything about me is I'm like a mystery. You know, I'm full of what ifs, and you know, I don't know what else to do. I'm in a lost place right now.
I know, and I really do. When I look at you and I hear your story, when I think about, you know, it, to me, it's like a lost identity, because you're trying to find it, you're trying to search for it, and I know that God does not allow you. He has a place for all orphans, and so even those who are motherless, who are fatherless, there's a place. And I know that that is something that He provides for us. But I know there's something more as far as, you know, getting the closure, as far as being able to feel. And sometimes I just, you know, what if you don't ever find that answer? Are you going to be able to
deal with that,
to move forward? Because I don't know if it's like sometimes in life there's a point where you have to accept it.
Yes.
And I don't want to accept it and be able to be okay with it. And I think that for you, it's like, it's not a bad thing. You know, I don't want you to ever, you know, I know He doesn't want you to feel lost and things of that nature. I don't think his intentions for you when He made you, that is to be lost. I just think that when it comes to sometimes when things happens to us, that is, you have to almost like accept it and be able to help someone else to get through it. And so I think, like with you, your story, and it's so dynamic, in that you have a son now that is your bloodline, and sometimes it's like you almost have to leave the things in order for you to have a life.
I've accepted it a long time ago, but it still needs closure. I'm open. To me, it's an open book. I'm with either or. If I find them, I mean, I would be ecstatic. If I don't, you know, I have to leave that option open as well.
Absolutely.
You know, I can't, you know, I can't sit back and always, like, I can't sit here and dream about what do they look like, or, you know, I have no perception, I have nothing to go on.
Right.
So, you know, it just leave a lot of what, you know, I just have to leave it as an open book when it comes to that.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I just want you to live.
Yes.
I want you to live today. That's all I'm saying to you. It's not a thing of to forget where you come from, to forget whatever, you know, but I want you to live, and for your son, for the life you have, for the possibilities of the future. That's what I'm just saying to you. It has nothing to do with not finding a closure. For me, I didn't find out who my biological parents were, or, you know, anything about my biological father until I was in my 30s. And so I would not say for you, it's unfair for me to say to you to not stop looking or to not stop searching. But in between time, I had to live through those 30 years until I actually found who they were, and actually develop a relationship with them. And so for you, I'm just saying, I want you to live. That's all I'm just saying to you. That's just all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying to you. I want you to live, girl.
I'll never stop living.
No, and when that means, it's not just the day to day, but I want you to think of the possibilities of if you would see them, and then also to live for your son and for the things that are to come.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. So I thank you so much for sharing your story. I think it is a story that I think that a lot of people can relate to, because it happens quite often than not. And so I think for you, I think it's like, it's maybe a ministry. And that's why I'm saying, for sometimes it's like you go through a situation to help someone else, because there's so many orphans. There's so many children who are looking and searching for their family. Yes. And so I pray that you find, you know, the closure you need, but also something with what God wants you to learn or to accept, or the gift that He wants you to have out of this.
Yes. It's a gift from, you know, and I know it's a gift from Him, and I just don't know what it is just yet.
Exactly. Just yet. Believe me, you go through all these things and you're like, Lord, okay, I don't know. What is this? I wasn't sure, but yes. But tell people how to get in contact with you.
You can get in contact with me through email at Nico, any ko13@rocketmail.com, or you can contact me on my cell at 803-570-0301.
Thank you so much for sharing your testimony with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and we'll keep in touch as time goes on to see how your progression as far as your search and everything like that.
Well, thank you.
Yes.